Good. Okay, so back to the why and how he does it. Welcome, Henry. Welcome to Polk Salad, where we will have a bounty of conversation this morning, mostly centering around Western Oregon University and its campus. We'll have Sam Cameron with us, who is a delightful student, baseball player from Denver, Colorado. We'll also have Rebecca Childs, who is our new campus public safety officer. So stay tuned, and you're in for a treat. Hello, welcome back to Polk Salad. Thanks so much for hanging in there with us this morning. I think you're going to really enjoy our show. We have two extraordinary guests having to do with Western Oregon University. And our first guest is Sam Cameron, who is one of the reasons why Western is such a great place to be. But I'm not going to talk to you about Sam. I'm going to talk with him and let you listen so you can find that out for yourselves. Good morning, Sam.
Hi, Terry. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's so wonderful. Now, you're a senior at Western.
That's correct, yeah.
And what brought you to Western Oregon?
What brought me here was my mom and I were actually Googling in-state tuition schools and also baseball schools.
Because where are you from?
Denver, Colorado.
All the way from Denver.
Yep. And we came across Western Oregon, and we sent the coach a highlight reel of me hitting and taking ground balls.
Is that something athletes do?
Yeah,
just make these
recruiting videos.
like a DVD?
Right. And so we sent that to our head coach, at the time was Jeremiah Robbins, and he invited me up to a hitting camp. So I went up, and
So he liked what he saw?
he liked what he saw, and went up there and did that, and really loved Monmouth and the Western Oregon community, and just fell in love with it. Everyone was just so great to me, and right then and there, I decided I wanted to come to Western Oregon and play baseball.
Even though you've heard that, you know, it's all sunny in Denver and it's not so sunny here. So how was that? Tell the truth.
Honestly, it was a little bit of a change. I'm not going to lie. You know, especially the winters here. I can't. I'm not a fan of the winters,
Right.
but you know.
But what kept you going? Was it that you were in practice all the time?
I think just the people that I've been surrounded by. I've been just so blessed with my teammates and you know, the friends that I've made up here. It's really made it an easy transition.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
So how long have you been playing baseball?
I've been playing ball since around age 5. I want to say. Yep.
Did you play other sports at first, or just?
I did. I was a soccer player as well, and then played a little bit of football in high school, but broke my nose, and it was ugly, so I decided to hang him up after that.
Right.
And then just focus on baseball.
So you did play football in high school?
Correct.
And you were playing baseball all that time
Right.
through?
Yep.
And then you just knew that you played well enough that you might be able to play in college? Because I think that's a dream of a lot of people. Like, we have lots of grandparents and parents who watch our show, and of course, all have gone to Little League games and T-ball games and watching their grandkids play. And so to be able to play college ball is kind of like a dream come true, right?
It really has been a dream come true. I mean, when I was younger, I always, you know, fantasized about playing, you know, at the Clemsons or the LSUs, but that was always a dream, a little far-fetched, I thought. But as I kind of grew into my body and matured a little bit, I had a feeling that I could go on and play at the next level. So
Really?
yeah, and you know, the help from my parents and always pushing me and being there for me, they've always been there, and they've been great.
So you had a lot of support.
Right.
So was it difficult for your parents when you left home and came?
It was really tough for, I think, them and me. You know, the goodbyes were always a little harder, and but you know, as I continued to go through the college journey, it's just been easier, and just we've gotten used to it.
And so you had a new baseball coach switch in midstream, and the baseball team I hear comes from all over the place, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys do pretty well, right?
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
You know, we recruit from a lot of different areas: Arizona, Northern, Southern California. Now we're getting into more Midwest states, Colorado. Had a kid from Florida once up here. And obviously the Northwest area too.
Right.
Oregon and Washington are the big pull areas. So, but I think that's a great thing, is just to diversify the team and just get different people and different personalities on the team.
And the team continues to do well, right?
Right.
I mean, do y'all win stuff?
Yeah, we've had a lot of success lately. winning, I think, 13 or 14 straight GNAC titles is something we kind of pride ourselves on.
That's pretty amazing.
So, yeah.
And tell everybody what GNAC is.
It's the Great Northwest Athletic Conference.
Right, right.
So,
wow.
yeah, it's been a good run. Hopefully we can continue that this year.
So, you came here as a freshman in college.
Right.
And academically, did you get help that you needed here? Because you obviously came here to play baseball.
Right.
But you can't stay if you don't stay in school.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's kind of the deal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So for people watching who think, oh, I might want to play college ball, but I'm not maybe a big, strong student or that great of a student, that's kind of a fear sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
going to go far away from home, and I'm going to sink and
Right.
then not make it. So how'd you do that?
I just, it's just taking one day at a time and just making sure you go to classes and pay attention. I mean, obviously have your fun, but, when it comes down to it, you got to be a responsible person and,
Yeah.
take care of business.
And showing up at class is huge.
That's the big
biggest
part of
one,
it,
right?
yeah.
Because when you're a freshman in college, just as in general, what I've noted is that, okay, mom's been helping you get up for 12
Right.
years, and now nobody's going to help you get
Exactly.
up. So, and if you miss so many classes, you're done.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And you're kind of, while the professors really care about you here at Western,
Yeah.
they don't come and get you up. and
No,
say,
they don't do that. I wish that'd be nice.
Wouldn't that
maybe
be
maybe
nice?
with some breakfast too, but
yeah, a little bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
Come on, Sam, it's time for math.
that would be a dream come true for sure. But
But that's not how it happens.
no,
So
unfortunately.
you feel like you've grown
Yeah,
as a
definitely.
person?
Yeah, it's just about self-motivation and making sure that you actually are in it for the right reasons and just that you you care.
One of the things that I always loved about my kids going off to college, besides the extra bedroom, was that I felt like it was a safe place for them to sort of, find out a little bit more about who they
Right.
were or grow into themselves. Because we get a lot of help and a lot of influence
Exactly.
from parents and family and culture. And
Right.
So do you feel like you were able to kind of find out some different things about Sam by being away for 4 years?
Yeah, definitely. You just learn so much about yourself when you're on your own, I feel like, and just being here and being so far away from home has really just been it's been a challenge, but it's been, it's something that I'm going to be, in the long run, very thankful for, I feel like, so.
Right. And I think one of the things, I don't know if you've found this to be true, my kids find is who they really want to be friends with and not.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
kind of like,
Yeah.
you can have fun with friends, but you really need friends who are going to support
Right.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not going to go take a trip, and you're not going to be back in time for practice. That's
Yeah,
not very supportive,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to...
Right, and I feel like, as I mature and grow older, I feel like my group of friends is getting a little smaller, but it's definitely, the relationships are getting much more stronger, I feel like that's just kind of a maturity thing in growing up,
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think I hear a lot of people my age, like, I have 2 friends.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding, but it feels that way.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
you used to have all these people that we call friends, and really they may be acquaintances
Exactly.
or people you know, but the people you really want to hang out and share your life with, that's huge.
Yeah,
I think that's
right.
a very big step toward
Absolutely.
maturing, So you have been here 4 years, and did you go home in the summers?
Yeah.
You went home and worked
Of
in the
course,
summers,
yeah.
coached and did...
Coached, played, and worked.
You worked.
And worked.
And worked.
I guess.
Which is what you do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're getting ready to graduate.
Yes.
Can you even believe it?
It's
been 4 years.
It's been a fast 4 years, that's for
Has
sure.
it really?
Yeah, it's been going
Because
by really
I
quick.
think probably at times it hasn't seemed that,
Yeah,
right?
right.
At times it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But 4 years you look back and go, it's already gone. It's already
nuts.
over. Really?
Yeah, I can't even fathom how quick it's gone, really. Like, I'm at a loss for words for it, to be honest. It's just been a great journey, and I'm very thankful for just the opportunity to be up here. And
You met some people that you think you'll hang on to for the long run?
oh, definitely, for sure. I mean, so many people that I've met, like on the baseball team, will be lifelong friends, and gonna keep in contact with them after baseball.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to graduate
Yep.
in June?
Graduate in June, and I think I'm going to stick around for a summer
you?
term. So
Oh,
I'm
are
going
you?
to
Okay,
experience
good.
a summer in Monmouth for the first time. I'm excited for that. Go to the July 4th parade.
Oh my gosh, you don't want to miss that thing.
Yeah. And after that, I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. Just kind of let the chips fall where they may, and just kind of live in the present moment.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Do you, what's your major?
communication studies.
Communication studies.
And then a sports management minor.
Wow.
Yeah. So it could be hopefully like a sports agent or maybe sports broadcasting is kind of what I want to do. But yeah, that's like the general idea. But I mean, that's such a tough and competitive field to get into. So kind of got to get a backup plan.
Yeah?
But,
so sports broadcasting, you'd be really good at that,
yeah,
right?
I thank you. I hope so.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Since you want to be in sports broadcasting, do you want to tell everybody to stay tuned? We'll be right back. Polk Salad.
Hey, everyone, stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Polk Salad.
Hello, welcome back to Polk Salad. Thanks so much for hanging in there with us. I'm very honored and excited to have Rebecca Chiles in the studio with us this morning. Rebecca is the new public safety officer for the campus here at Western Oregon University. And we want to find out what's going on with her, what's going on the campus, and a few more things. So let's get right to that. Thanks for being here with us.
You're welcome.
I know you're a busy woman. You have people out there working and watching all the time.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the things that we have in common that people may not know yet is that we're both from Louisiana.
Yes.
So how did you end up all the way from Louisiana in Oregon? That's people often ask me that, so I'm going to throw it at you.
Okay. Well, you know, there's different. I'd go into a long version, but I'll keep this really short if I can.
We have time.
Just kind of looking for a different perspective, a different way of life, a different place to raise our girls, my partner and I. And so just started kind of looking at job openings in different parts of the country. And this one was the only one that spoke to us both.
Really?
And this is the only job that I applied for out of everything available.
And there was a lot available you
Right.
could have applied for.
Absolutely.
So it was a carefully thought out move for you and your family.
Right.
And you have two girls.
Right.
And where are they now in school here?
Maggie is in the 10th grade at Central, and Molly is in 7th grade at Talmadge.
And are they happy to be here?
They are.
They are.
Now, they just got here just a few weeks ago. I've been here 3 months, but they just got here a few weeks ago, but they're doing really well.
Yeah, my kids loved Oregon too. They would always say to me when we went back to Louisiana, "Oh, we love visiting Louisiana, but thank you for growing us up in Oregon."
Yeah.
So that's good. Well,
Right.
we're very happy to have you here.
Yeah.
So what is the overall scope of your job, just in general for people who are watching? We know there's campus public safety. We see the cars, we see people being taken care of, we
Right.
see all the things going on, but I'm not sure people exactly know the scope of what it is that y'all do.
Well, it's a lot of things, and I think probably that's an accurate statement, is that people probably don't understand everything that we do. I'm not sure at this point that I understand everything that we do. I'm responsible for public safety, campus public safety, emergency preparedness, risk management, also oversee kind of the DEQ, OSHA requirements, regulations.
What's it mean for people who don't know those acronyms?
Well, Department of Environmental Quality, so your chemicals and all of those hazardous type things on
Right.
campus. Plus, make sure that working conditions are safe for people. So we have a lot of federal requirements we have to meet, and under all of those things, so you know, it's just a lot of paperwork to keep up with and make
Yeah.
sure we're doing the right thing by our campus, our faculty, our staff, and
Wow.
of course our students.
Wow, that's all?
Yeah, that's all. That's it. Yeah.
Now, how big of a staff do you have?
I have an office manager, and then I have an officer that's over the DEQ and the environmental quality and all those things, and then there's 6 public safety officers.
That kind of make sure everything's copacetic on campus.
Right, and we do that with those 6 public safety officers. We're here 24 hours a day.
Is that right, with 6 of y'all?
Yes,
My
six
goodness.
people cover the campus 24 hours a day. Plus, we have student workers who man our communications desk 24 hours a day. So
My
we're
goodness.
always here. We're the
So
only
you're
ones
on
that are
call.
always on the campus. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's huge.
It is.
Seems, I don't know, it's a pretty big, I always hear people talk about how beautiful and safe the campus feels. And it's a pretty big space with all those buildings for like 6 public safety officers.
Right.
That seems like a small crew. I don't know.
It is.
because-
It is a small crew, and it's an awesome crew. It's a really, really great crew. I'm really happy with them. They're just a phenomenal bunch of people.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, and we need more. So we're able to do more. We're able to provide more for the campus. We need more people in order to do that, to be at the level we really want to be
And is
at.
that a goal that
It
you'll
is.
work
It is a
toward?
goal. Absolutely. I'm asking for that to be able to get a increase in our staff, to be able to do some more things on campus. Yes.
Good. And you must work closely with the Monmouth PD since you're right here.
We do.
You do.
We do. We have a great relationship with Monmouth PD. Anytime that we need them, they're always really responsive to us, and of course, any kind of. I'm real a big proponent of training.
Right.
Training for my department, for my officers, so they are always up on the latest techniques and the latest information. And I like to do joint training. So if we're hosting it, I want to invite everybody else in as well to attend that. And I think that as a public safety department on a campus, we ought to be providing that for people. We ought to be providing that for other agencies as part of our community outreach.
I imagine with the world being as it is, parents are a little nervous about college campuses, and also just the general safety of people, but then the technology that comes into play.
Right.
You guys probably always have to have up and up and up. There's
Oh yeah,
new this and new
oh,
that.
absolutely. The students are way ahead of us, and it's just we're always trying to play catch up on figuring out which social media site is the hottest one at this moment, and how to even maneuver around and operate that stuff. When for them it's second nature to them because
Right.
they've all grown up with it.
Right.
And so I start looking at my teenage girls and trying to figure out, hey, you got to help me get this figured out.
I know,
So
that's good,
they
right?
do really well
Free
with that.
child
Yes.
labor.
That's right.
good.
That's
You
right.
make it work
That's
for
right.
you.
Yes.
That's wonderful. And so I wonder, your job, I think you were with LSU, right?
LSU Shreveport.
And so you guys were armed, is that true?
That's true.
And so that was a big difference for you here. Because our public safety officers do not carry weapons.
Right, and I started in campus law enforcement in 1996. So I was almost 19 years when I first went to the police academy, and that was in Arkansas. I started at University of Arkansas, worked there several years, went to Southern Arkansas University, and then eventually back to Louisiana, where I'm from, Shreveport, and was there for several years. And every campus is different, but I was armed during that whole time, so it was a fully sworn commissioned law enforcement position. But as far as how you deal with people and the goals and the things that still need to be done on a college campus, they're not really any different whether you have a pistol on your hip or not.
Right.
It's really, and as long as we have that really good relationship with our local law enforcement, then we rely on them to provide those needs at this time. And that may change in the future. We don't know. We have to be able to adjust and adapt to what is going on in the world around us.
So, exactly. So are most of your calls on campus, because it's very different from just a regular city or municipal police department, I would think. Most of the calls about distress, or you have to be more attuned to emotional aspects. I mean, how is it different, you think, than being just an average municipal police officer?
I think the age group, and I love this age group. I love it. They're excited. They just have so many things going on. They have so many opportunities that are around them and ahead of them, and I just really love working with this age group. But one thing that I have seen, and there's studies on this as well, but you see a lot of emotional struggle in this age group. You see the onset of mental illness in this age group. And so we do deal with a lot of emotional type things in conjunction with all of the housing staff. They're all just super awesome to work with. And so everybody works together, and we have student health and counseling. We have all the resources here available. So we want to try to all work together to help this student and get them back into as complete a form as we can to help them continue their career here. So we want them to be successful, and so everybody works together. Whatever they need, if they fell and sprain their ankle, we're going to go through
Right.
student health to get them that medical attention.
Right.
So if it's some other need, we're gonna do everything we can to get them that help.
You know, I just love and appreciate so much that you're talking about normally when something happens, whatever it is, people will call 911 or call you and you'll be there. But you have all these para groups
Right,
that you
absolutely.
are plugged into.
Yeah.
And the fact that you and your team are attuned to that and know that, hey, we're first responders, but we're not here to do the
That's
rest of
right,
it, right?
that's right.
And you have such wonderful
Right.
people on campus to
Right.
take that ball and go, okay, now we'll, whatever this student needs, we'll see
Right.
to it. I think that's incredible and must speak to a level of service that maybe not everybody expects of an officer, that
Right.
kind of attention to what's really going on.
You're right. And
You know.
I think it speaks to the organization as a whole as well, because I've only been here 3 months and all that was in place when I got here, and it should be in place at a university. But this is my 4th university, and I'm going to tell you, this is something that Western Oregon University does well, in my opinion.
Is that right?
Is that support of that student.
Wraparound services.
I mean, everything. They think of everything, and there's people looking at seeing what pops up and saying, and ready to identify this student's having a problem with this. What can we do about it?
Even the faculty and staff
right,
and
absolutely,
everybody.
faculty, staff, everybody
Isn't
across
that
the board.
amazing?
And I've never seen it to that level at any other university. I really haven't.
That is
and so
wonderful to
I've
hear.
been really impressed with that here. Yes.
Yeah, I love Western.
Yeah,
There's
I do
so
too.
many reasons. So
Yeah.
that just gave me one
Yes,
more reason
it's awesome.
to love them all
Yes.
the more. And I feel like, you know, I come from kind of a place where, you know, law enforcement is a little, I don't want to say not aggressive, that's the wrong word, but just staunch or not, you know, we're here to
Sometimes
just,
it's a product of the environment.
yes. And so I noticed that with Chief Talon and here in Monmouth and in Independence, they are really laid back. They're very aware of what's going on, very well trained, but they're not out to prove anything.
Right.
They're just here to help you.
Right.
I think that, I've noticed that immediately
Right.
coming here. I mean, because I used to be in law enforcement as well for a very brief time, just long enough to know it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, it's not the norm, like you're
Yeah,
saying, where we
right.
come from.
Right. It's not, and I can say that because I've worked with people from every kind of municipality sizes, sheriff's offices, you know, parishes in Louisiana,
yeah.
not counties.
I
But anyway, and you have, you know, your crime rate is so high in some of those places, and so you do have a totally different mindset as an officer. What your response is and all of those things depends on where you're at. So by virtue of being in this location that we're in here in Oregon, you do have a chance to be more people-oriented and more personable and to do all those things, lean more towards the service side of things and
Be able to
and you have time.
Yeah. Oh,
You're not running from call to call to call like
I
you are in
see.
some of those big places.
right.
Yeah.
So you can sort of tap into your humanity.
That's right.
Because I think all of us are born with a real gratification meter in that we love helping people.
Right.
It's gratifying to
Right.
know you can help in whatever area. So that must be really wonderful because I know that law enforcement officers too aren't always treated respectfully
Right.
or well.
Right.
And so to be able to tap into that and have that reciprocated some.
Right. And and that has a lot to do with it. People just don't understand maybe the kind of pressure and all that's placed on law enforcement in some of these other areas of the country that are a whole lot more going on than what they see in their own
Right,
hometown or their
right.
own place that they live.
Right. And I have to say, living in Western Oregon has been, it's kind of idyllic. It's kind of like I go back to other places and go, oh yeah, now
Right.
I know.
Now you got to be careful. Now you got to
Yeah.
really be on your guard.
I
and
can't
you've got
just go to the ATM
That's
machine
right.
at midnight or.
That's right. That's exactly right. And so you have to put everything into context. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we're really lucky, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful place.
Y'all feel like it was a good move?
Oh, and things have pointed that way. You know, whether people believe where it came from, if it's just luck or it's just this or that. I personally believe that God has pointed us here. That's just our personal beliefs, and that. Just a quick story on that. We'd made the decision. We said, yes, we're coming. And then the things that have pointed that way, that it was the right decision the whole entire time. I got in touch with our bookstore at LSUS, and I said, hey, do you have some boxes that I can start packing some stuff? And they said, yeah, come over. And they gave me these 2 great big stacks of boxes that were flat. They were tied up with twine. And so I loaded those in the back of my truck. I come home. Me and the girls unloaded them, no particular order, start cutting the twine off of them. And the very first box that we pulled out of this stack, and this was probably about 40 flat boxes, this is from a bookstore. And these bookstores ship books back and forth, that whoever needs this book, then they can ship them over to this campus. And the very first box had the label of Western Oregon University on it.
To get out of here.
No, I've got a picture. We took
2,500 miles away.
2,500 miles away. Never have heard of this university before until we came and applied and interviewed and all of those things.
Oh.
And the very first box that we have our packing tape, we're ready to start putting boxes together. The very first box had a label on it that said Western Oregon, and we've never seen it before.
That seems like a little more than luck to me.
Right. So, and it's those things that have happened the whole entire time, and it's just been phenomenal. It has absolutely been a phenomenal journey.
That's wonderful,
Yep.
because moves, especially with kids and pets, which you have, and all that are strenuous and arduous and
it's stressful,
hard.
and I'm not saying it hadn't been
But
stressful.
that must be helpful to know.
Oh,
I mean, if you were
absolutely.
questioning, did we do the right thing? I
No
don't know
question.
if we-
There's
So
never been any doubt.
That's got to be
Never
huge.
been any
Just
doubt. It
a
is.
huge
It is.
foundation. To know,
Absolutely.
yeah, we can do all this stuff
That's
because
right.
we're doing the right thing.
That's right.
That's so wonderful.
So it's been great. Yep.
And tell us just briefly about your pets, because
Oh, goodness. Well, we just moved to a new neighborhood, so some folks there may be getting to know us just by sound alone. Well, we have one cat, and his name's Charlie, and then we have a Maltipoo named Rudy, and he's really has quite a voice on him. And then we have a Shih Tzu Terrier mix named Noel, and we have a Chihuahua named Holly. Now, the 3 dogs we got at Christmas time, different years.
Rudy, Noel, and Holly.
Rudy, Noel, and Holly.
That's
So
cute.
we have the Christmas names.
Yeah,
for
so
the
when you
pets.
have a move 2,500 miles away, you have not just you. You have
Right.
You have your
Everybody else,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. There's 4 of you, and
For
then
a
there's
3.5-day drive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad you're
Yeah.
here.
I'm glad to be here.
I have heard nothing but wonderful things about your leadership and having you
Well, I
here.
appreciate that.
And not just the confidence that you know what you're doing, but the warmth and the goodwill that you seem to exude for your staff and students. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you for being here with us, and we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Hope you enjoyed our 2 amazing guests today. If you have any questions, you can like us on our Polk Salad Facebook page. You can see us on YouTube. And until our next show, I will see you around town.